Before even getting to the synopsis section of this review, I feel it should be known that my exposure to D&D was somewhat short-lived. My group unfairly dismissed me from our sessions, so comparisons between the movie and its source material will be practically non-existent, but you know damn well I'll be using this video as a platform to throw some good-natured barbs at the expense of my former cohorts because my internal sat-nav isn't programmed to take the high road. A group of seasoned-ish adventurers led by a charismatic Bellend embark on a quest to obtain the Tablet of Reawakening in the name of resurrecting said Bellend's late wife, but because narrative there's various side quests as well as unsavory characters accompanying the storyline, which is to be expected unlike my personal experience of its tabletop ancestor featuring enough cocaine to write off a jacked up megalodon. I've ranted on various occasions in the past about how some movies adopt the Marvel formula in the hope to replicate its box office success, and most attempts are just flat out embarrassing. Honor Among Thieves can't be accused of plagiarism, but certainly takes influence from the MCU. The acting is fine, but you can see Stan Lee's heroes within the characters they're portraying, the most obvious examples being our protagonist possessing many traits belonging to Star-Lord. His barbarian friend is essentially Drax with tits, and one of the antagonists has a Scarlet Witch complex by ways of Sinead O'Connor. Hugh Grant is honestly fucking with me at this point. I hate his previous work, but ever since he played Fletcher in The Gentleman, his finest hour as far as I'm concerned, he's subtly injected certain attributes of that persona into whatever role I've seen him in since, and it fucking works. What also worked like a charm was the cute drip candle I bought for my group sessions. I inserted it into an empty bottle of Old St. Andrew's Golf Ball blended whiskey, which I also purchased and subsequently drank for the cause, but naturally was appreciated about as much as a fecal-flavoured blunt wrap. The action is well choreographed. All the sequences were entertaining and contained plenty of variety in terms of how the combat was conducted, in spite of the violence itself being quite moderate because 12A, but then again, wait, what the fuck? They still have my Fellowship of the Ring chess set pieces we used for NPCs. Anyway, the CGI is good, but I predict it will age in the exact same way a bottle of Castillero del Diablo doesn't. With regards to music, the movie spares us from going down the Marvel route, a la slapping some classic rock bollocks over visuals that barely relate. No, D&D HAT score is more apropos thematically speaking. It's actually quite good. I even considered listening to it outside the film's confines, which is rare as fuck. In terms of comedic style, let's just say there is no Honor Among Thieves, as it picks the MCU's humour pockets shamelessly. The sets are well designed, and we did see a litany of locations, each one visually appealing for sure, but some visits were super brief and others felt prolonged. However, it's within the storytelling where the bulk of my positive feelings towards this movie dwell. It really did feel like the writers determined the fate of certain plot/combat outcomes via an icosahedron, which gave me the whole maybe we are watching a live-action interpretation of a tabletop campaign vibe. Alas, because of the minuscule stint with the D&D we're all familiar with, I recall rolling a D20 less frequently than we get to hear Glenn Close deliver an Oscar acceptance speech. Savage. If I were to create a Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves themed beverage, the prominent ingredient would be Guardians of the Galaxy, accompanied by a generous helping of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness with medieval motif serving as a mixer. I like the sound of that drink. I like this movie. I did not like the motivation behind my former quest mates fucking me off. So before what was to be my final session, the film reviewing part of this video is over by the way, I decided to go bowling and indulge in some adult thirst quenchers whilst doing so, as one does. When I showed up to the host's place of residence in the early afternoon, it was super duper apparent they'd been railing lines and smoking weed since well before the clock started to flirt with entering double digits. Fine by me, we're trading vices as far as I'm concerned, plus I'm a fan of the latter. Anyway, in their eyes I tarnished the occasion and was politely asked to not come back. Fucking hypocrites. It's not like their sobriety wasn't compromised well before I landed, plus anyone who's met me for more than 5 minutes knows I can hold my alcohol better than the Catholic Church can handle sexual abuse allegations.